I will try to introduce you during this presentation a new way to do transactions and also payments. Today we have different tools and devices that allow us to do in a secure way, in a convenient way, any kind of transaction or payments using voice, using typical electronic transactions with computers.
Conference is about to begin. Please can you make your way back to the conference room? Conference will commence now. Thank you.
I repeat that normally with the tool available today we can do transaction and payments with voice, electronically using computer and also with mobiles. We claim that we reinvent the smart card, and this is what we will show you during this presentation as well. One of the use applications that we can think about this new platform card that is for banking use application. That's think about an iPhone. Today with an iPhone you have a platform, and based on the apps you are using on the iPhone, you can use in a different way. With this smart card platform, we follow exactly the same approach. That means we have a platform, and based on the apps that we are implementing into this smart card, we can use for banking, we can use for citizen IDs, we can use for many other use applications as well, corporate, etc. We will be focused today on the banking use application, and we will explain to you what is a display card platform. That basically looks like a standard ISO smart card, where we can customize and tailor-made with different layouts. We have also the keypad like a mobile phone. We have the display where we can display the information, a code, also information that we can send directly from a bank to a customer as well. We have a dot matrix that allow us to also generate information on a message in Arabic or Chinese in whatever local language. And we have two different ways in order to do a strong authentication. That basically, probably you are familiar today with e-banking, that you are using tokens in order to do authentication and to go to e-online banking. That with this you have a switch and you get here the information, the code that allows you to do e-banking. If you want to go with a high level of security, 2-factor or 3-factor authentication, you can use the keypad, use your PIN number, and after you get the PIN number, you get also the information that allows you to do this authentication. Related to ISO and certifications, today this smart card is the only card on the world that got the highest level of certification. And is certificated by all the standards and industries related to government, corporate, banking, and also e-consumer use application. We are moving now, thanks to the technologies available, from security to convenience. Everybody is familiar with this kind of tokens. Okay, that is 1-factor authentication, and we are using nearly every day in most of the countries to do e-online banking. What we did here is to integrate this token into a smart card form factor. And with this, instead to have just a 1-factor authentication, we are using already a 2-level factor authentication because we are using the card authentication number and also the OTP that allows to do the password authenticate connection establishment. If we want to increase now security, in order to really bring more security in every kind of transaction or payments, we go for the 3-factor authentication or the challenge response. Till now, in order to be able to do this kind of transaction, you need to have a kind of token like this calculator, or use your standard smart card with this token as well that you are introducing. You have the display, you put your PIN, and you can do this in a secure way. Basically, what we did is to integrate all of these elements in this platform, allowing you to do the 3-factor or the challenge response solution as well. Well, now some information about event and also time-based, because for historic reasons, till now, everybody thought that the time-based is a better solution on related to authentication. And this was true when the first token appeared on the market with 1-factor authentication, tokens that all of us probably knows, the code is just changing every 60 seconds. And for security reasons, the time was helpful to increase some security. Now with this solution, we need to compare what will be the pros and cons. And so on the time base, basically, we have basically no pro points today versus the event. And so we see that the OTP value can change during a transaction. The lifetime of the products gets shorter. And also we have a possibility or probability that we have also problem of drift times that can be desynchronized with also the server. If we are using the three-factor authentication level with the PIN pad and the keypad to use the password, that's with this we have a longer durability on the products. Is based on events. That means I am using my solution every time that I need it. And the lifetime is higher and also is a cheaper solution to the market. There is also another important point that if an organization is really protecting the secret keys, normally they should not use time-based solutions. Because normally the time-based solution is handled directly by the manufacturer, and the event solutions can be really programmed by the end user. Well, now we go to simplify our life, day-to-day life, because every day we are using different tools as consumers, and we are trying to integrate and converge different solutions all in one. The best solution today that is related to converging and all-in-one is, everybody knows, the iPhone, okay? What we did is exactly the same approach. That's, we have different tools, that is smart cards for corporate or loyalty, citizen IDs, banking, we have tokens, we have readers, we have different kind of tokens as well, and we integrate all of these tools in just one platform. We are recommending some roadmap also for the banking use application that today everybody is familiar with the one-factor authentication, that we move to two-factor or three-factor authentication or challenge response. We still are facing two tokens here. And after we are integrating all in one, means that we have in the same platform, we have the EMV or magnetic stripe application and also the authentication solution that is a two-factor or three-factor authentication with the keypad. The next generation that is already deployed in some countries around the world is the information card. Means that with this platform you can do whatever you want. You can program the different buttons here, and when you are in a transaction with a bank, the bank can send you a message through the contact chip, and when you remove the card, you can program the card and get your balance. That means you update all the time your balance. You can get a message from the bank. You can get the last transactions. You can do whatever you want. Think that it's just a platform. The all-in-one display card is able today to handle three-factor authentication, also challenge response. We can do the identification and authentication of the card holder. We can put also biometrics on demand, is interfacing with NFC and also contactless for PayPass, for example. Allow us to do unconnected contact and contactless connection as well. Allows to do voice, electronic, and mobile payment and transactions. We can get also in the display the balance, monthly expenses, past transaction, real-time information from the banks. Basically, it's a kind of microcomputer. This is the apps that we can implement in this platform. That basically we can brand with MasterCard, Visa, we don't care, with whatever kind of bank. And after we have the most important, the display that allows to get this information. We have the switch and we have the keypad. We can implement the biometrics. I can do one-time logging with my NFC mobile phone. Could be BlackBerry, could be Samsung, I don't care. And I can have also a dot matrix that allows me to get here a message in Arabic, for example. Well, now let's challenge the technologies and solutions. We know that in developed countries, all the infrastructure is available. It means that we have ATMs, we have POS terminals, we have everything we need in order that in a very easy and convenient way we can do e-transaction every day. In emerging countries, the challenge today is that most of the time they don't have the infrastructure. The only thing they have most of the time is mobile phone, as an example, standard telephones as well, and some computers. That's the idea was how we can really ensure now, in a very secure way, also this transaction on payments using the existing infrastructures without any smart card reader, POS terminals, ATMs. Basically, we have this. That is the existing infrastructure that we have in all countries around the world. We have also a payment network that is taking care between the banks and the user. And what we did is really, based on the card authentication number and the OTP, that is the PACE, we are doing the transaction in a very secure way. Meaning that the only thing we need to consider is to get and to provide this information that allow us to get directly from the smart card using a telephone. We can send by SMS, we can send by internet. That means we are using voice, electronic M. We go to the customer is sending the information that is providing after the password. He provides the PACE to the payment network. And once the payment network has validated this information that today we are using with a POS terminal, they get back to the merchant or receiver in order to validate the transaction. If we want to increase the security, instead to go with the three-factor authentication, we can also use the challenge response. With the challenge response, we are using the same process. The merchant or customer can do it by themselves. The payment network is providing a challenge, okay? That's we are entering in the smart cards, and we are putting also our PIN. When we put all of this, normally we are getting a new number that we are providing to the payment network. Once the payment network controls this in the authentication server, they get back again to the merchant and receiver in order to validate the transaction. Means that today, the technology available with very rustical devices or very advanced devices allow us to do this voice or electronic or mobile transactions. Now we have all the infrastructure available. That in most of the countries is the case. And we have an EMV platform or EMV core. We will do the same, but this time we need to use the POS terminal. Why? Because we have the display, we have the keypad that we introduce on the smart card. And this is exactly the same process that before, but we need to use these tools, okay? It's not increasing security, it's just about process. Well, as I said before, with this smart card, we can also validate directly the transaction on the display. Means that if you are in a restaurant, you are paying your menu 71 euros, you can have this information here, or you can have also directly lunch balance 71 euros. That means you have also the information on the smart card. We are today certified globally by MasterCard and also Visa. And some MasterCard research basically about these new products. To resume, everybody's looking for this new solution. And what is bringing new is that today the hotlines on the banks most of the time are overloaded about the call centers about the balance. And having the balance as well on the smart cards, this allows directly to the consumer to have this information in real time. We are also Visa certified, and also Visa research is giving this result that everybody is looking for this new solution as well as consumers. Well, that today, also a lot of people think that with a mobile phone, a smartphone, we can do everything. And we can do a lot of things, but not everything. We think security today, and the volume we have on the market, we are 7 billion cities, and by end of this year, the mobile phone will be higher than this number. 35% of mobile phone, smartphone today are hacked. Okay, that's if you are getting SMS, your OTP to do e-banking, take care about this because it's very, very easy to hack this and to get this number and do the e-banking transaction instead of you. If we have a look here about Juniper reports, found mobile malware increased by 155% in 2010. And on the open platform, like Android, for example, on the last half of years was 3,325%. That's the malwares in the mobile phone is drastically increasing. It's very easy to hack a mobile phone. You go in internet, just go in Google, and you will find different ways to hack, even if you want the smartphone of your wife or your husband, okay? And to keep on track everything that they are doing, okay? This is very, very easy to do today. That if you are getting an OTP by SMS from your banks, better you are thinking about to change this method because it's very easy for hackers to get this number and do it instead of you. That in order to do a secure transaction, you need two different devices. One is the interface. That could be a POS terminal, could be a mobile phone, could be my computer at home when I'm doing e-banking, could be any kind of devices that I need in order to do this transaction with my operator. But what you need as well is a secure element. That the secure element today is provided by this smart card, providing you the PIN and also the code that you need in order to enter the information in whatever kind of device in a secure way, even if the smartphone is hacked. That here is normally all the process we are looking in order to get directly on the e-banking, okay, in a very secure way. Now we think about present and future. As I mentioned before, today we are using, and this is a real case, this is my bank in Switzerland, one of them. And today, in order to do authentication and e-online banking, my bank is providing me with this calculator where I have to insert my smart card in order to do challenge response. Okay, that is the high level of security related to e-transactions. That means that I need this calculator. I need also my smart card for e-banking. And they are changing this and this in order to give me this card, okay, that I got already. The future is that we are avoid to have all of these different tools, and we are moving on this today, okay, that you have contact chip for EMV solutions, and you have everything related to a strong authentication that you can use also with your mobile. If you have even an NFC, you can also use this interface. But we are talking about cost as well and investment. Banks are curious to say, okay, what will be the cost of this new technology that is coming? Very easy to answer. When you have different tools and you think about the cost, not just about the devices, but also reconciliation, how you send this to the customer. If you send a smart card and you send a token, you need to send two different invoices, and you have all-in-one solution. Normally, everybody understands, even if you are not financial, that this will be more optimized and cheaper solution than all of this. Well, now message and considerations that we need to keep in mind, okay? I think that everybody as a consumer, not as an industrial, we had a dream, basically, and is to see how we can converge also different smart cards, tools, just in one platform, as we did with a smartphone like iPhone or other ones. Today we can say that thanks to this solution, yes, we can. And think about the possibilities that the technologies today allow us and the infrastructures in order to avoid to continue to invest in new infrastructure to use what we have today. It's very easy to do it. Well, the conclusion here also is that we are moving very fast thanks to these digital natives guys, that today they exchange the privacy by the social medias, and they are looking for more security, convergence, convenience, e-service everywhere, anytime, and for sure on the go. Means that if you have this kind of tools, iPhone, smartphones, you can do whatever kind of transactions today without to be at home or in your office as well. Our reference today, we have over 2 million cards deployed worldwide in different use applications. And just a short message, the future is here. Just we are starting the distribution. If you want to have a look on other use application related with this platform for government IDs, e-onlines, city cards, whatever, loyalty cards or banking, you are welcome to visit us in our booth. Now I will put you a video from Visa that is showing a bit what could be the day of a person using this platform. Please. Yeah, biometric basically is used on citizen IDs, for example. What we see also is a different requests from emerging countries that they want also to implement for banking or financial inclusion, also biometrics on the card. That's what we did is thinking that this can be also an apps. I can customize the card like a typical ID. Show you this. And I can put my biometrics inside. That at the end I can authenticate, identify myself with the card authentication number and the DS key. I can put biometrics inside and read all the data. I'm reading an electronic passport, okay, with contactless interfaces. Sorry? Offline and online authentication as well. That's you decide. You have the information. You can use match on card, match on reader, or yes, you can have as well. Really secure. We are using a microcontroller, Common Criteria 5 Plus inside. That is same level of security that you are using for EMV or electronic passport today. For the OTP, yes, that's for the OTP today we can use open platforms that are used worldwide for banking, and we can use also native algorithms. Okay, that's we can implement your own algorithm if you want as well. Okay, it's like an operative system that you put in a contact or contactless chip. You're welcome. Some other questions? Sorry, I didn't get you. Yeah. Yeah, well, the business model, basically. Today we are working with partners. Our partners are car manufacturers. Can be Gemalto, is our partner, Sagem, Obertour. We are working also with Gesicke the brand. And we are working also with system integrators that they are deploying different solutions in different vertical markets, and also with car manufacturers. The idea is to do that transfer technology, and that these cars are manufactured in the countries. This is the model we have.